Hey everybody! So I wanted to come on and do an update finally. The reason there hasn't been any updates from me lately is not because I haven't wanted to update you. It's mostly because there's a lot kind of up in the air, and I didn't really want to come on and update with a bunch of stuff and then come on and update and say, oh no, never mind, that changed, and then keep doing that. So I just kind of kept it quiet, but I know I updated Facebook yesterday, and I think a lot of people had not been wanting to ask me about what's going on, but had been really curious. So I apologize if I left you hanging. That was not my intention. It was just I didn't want to keep coming on every couple days and saying, I screwed up, or not I screwed up, but, it's different now, and it's different again, and it's different again, and all that. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. Let's talk about weight loss first. I've been kind of up and down with weight loss. I am still trying. I am still a Weight Watchers member, but I haven't been going to the meetings, mostly because sorry, I had chapped lips, and I have one little piece that's still there, and it really bugs me. That's why I keep playing with my lips. Anyway, I had to take a break because I felt like I was really starting to worry about disappointing the people in the group, and I just need my weight loss and my health to be about me and my feelings, not about anybody else and their feelings, except maybe my husband, because he is my partner. So I just needed to take a break. I think I'm getting to the point where I'm about ready to go back to Weight Watchers, which is exciting. I have been taking pole dancing classes, and I love it. I'm pretty good at it, which is crazy, but it's awesome, and it's a great workout. I end up sore every time, almost, and I love it. So that's going well, and the last I checked, I was on the decline weight again, so that's really good, and I hope it continues. Moving on to adoption stuff. Wow, buddy. So, in terms of adoption, a lot and not so much has happened. It's a strange thing to really kind of talk about because there's a lot to update on. Goodness, I suddenly have kind of like a runny nose. There's a lot to update on, but not much has happened. So it's kind of this weird paradox, but whatever. So I think the last I updated you guys may well have been about the home safety inspection. Just to go back over that, we did pass with flying colors. Everything was great. I was mostly worried about our water temperature. You have to have your water temperature, for California at least, it's between 104 to 119, I think. No, 114, something like that. You can't have it below or above that point because you can't be able to basically freeze a child with a bath, and you can't be able to burn a child with the water. So, and yes, there have been cases where foster families have done that, so, which is horrifying. Anyway, so I was really worried about that just because our water heater doesn't have a temperature control gauge that says the actual temperatures. It just has like a dial that has one of those little like triangles that goes bigger. So we had turned it pretty much all the way down, but we still get really hot water, and we can't turn it down anymore. So I was kind of worried about that, but social worker said it was fine. So our social worker is writing up our home study. The home study itself is basically a written report of everything from start to this very point that we're in. It's a write-up of what kind of child we're looking for, age, sex, race, ability, all that. So what kind of child we're looking for, who we are, what we are like, our strengths, our weaknesses, our home, our animals, our family, what our work schedule is like, what it's going to look like when we have kids, all of that. It's all written up in a report so that any social worker that has a kid on their case can pick it up, read about us, figure out what we're like and whether we're a good fit for the child that they're looking for parents for. And then if a social worker found a home study that they think those people are good, they contact their social worker and say, I have this kid, this is what the situation is, all the information about the kid. Then our social worker would present us with their study, or not their study, but their file, and we would look at it and say whether we think that's a good fit for us or not. So that's kind of the point we're at. But part of the reason our home study is already completed, or is getting completed this week and not in a month-ish, is because our social worker actually had a situation pretty much in mind for us the day that we had our home safety inspection, which is awesome. It's way early for most people, but it was kind of awesome. So she presented us with this case, which was completely heartbreaking, and I won't share much of that at this point. I don't know how much I will share, and I'll get into that either in a minute or a later video, depending on how long this goes. Basically, it's twins. They're a little bit older than we were talking about, but we decided to consider them and to move forward with them and see how everything went. And everything's been going pretty well so far. So our social worker decided that she needed to finish our home study so that if everything continues to go well over the next week, that's all done and the transition process into our home can be started. So it's twin girls, which is exciting. My husband is kind of, when he heard that it was twin girls, he kind of went, wait, what? Because he doesn't want to be outnumbered, which I think it's kind of awesome because he has 3 brothers, two of which are from the same dad. And if you know anything about biology and sexing from biological standpoint, the likelihood that we would have any girls biologically is pretty slim. So even when we go for IVF and try that out, if we get pregnant, I am fully expecting boys. So I was really excited, and he was just kind of like, no, I don't want to be outnumbered. But he's really excited too. And we had a meeting with our social worker first. After the initial presentation, we talked about it. We decided whether we wanted to move forward or not. We decided we wanted to move forward. She sent us a couple pictures, which I will not be able to share. And, excuse me, at that point, she requested another meeting. So we had another meeting to talk to her more in depth about things. We still decided we wanted to continue forward. So then it was trying to set up an appointment to meet the girls. And that happened the week before last. So basically what we did was we went to the school that they've been going to, and we were set basically to observe them, not to technically meet them. We were introduced, but we were not allowed to talk or interact with them, play with them, unless they interacted first. So they did, which was super exciting. And that first meeting was amazing. I won't go into too much detail unless somebody requests it, just because I'm already at 10 minutes. So it went really well, and that was really exciting. So after that, we talked more with our social worker, and she said, after having seen them, what are your thoughts? Do you want to continue forward? And we said yes. So at that point, we needed to set up a meeting with their psychologist, because every kid that's in the system is in therapy and has stuff to work on. So she wanted us, because of a few things that in regards to them, she wanted us to meet the psychologist and talk to the psychologist about all that. Which, the reason they're actually with the psychologist and not just a social worker therapist is because basically there just weren't none left, and so the psychologist decided to take them on. Anyway, so we weren't sure when we were going to meet with the psychologist until Monday evening. So our psychologist appointment is today, and it's at 4:45. So I'll make another update later on about how that went. Basically, we're going to be talking about everything: how they were removed from their home, why they were removed from their home, any state testing, what the psychologist has seen, what we can expect in terms of what we need to be doing if we take them on, just all of that stuff. So there's a lot to talk about today, especially because there's 2 of them. What else? Oh my God, I'm sorry, it's long. I'm sorry. And then after this appointment, if we still continue on and decide that this is a good fit for us, then what will happen is on Friday, we will go to the foster home that they are in now and meet them again and play with them, meet their current foster family, and things would progress depending upon how well they connect with us and how comfortable they are at various points. We would start the transition process. So basically what I'm telling you in a very, very long nutshell is we may soon, very, very soon, be parents. So it's super exciting stuff around here. And like I said, obviously there was a lot to update on, but if you think about it, a lot of that happened a lot in one day, a lot in one day, a lot in one day, but there was a lot of space in between, and in between each meeting, it was a lot of, we don't know for sure what's going to happen. So I really didn't want to update on something and then come back 2 days later and say something changed, because that happened a lot. Our opinion hasn't changed thus far, but in terms of meetings and schedules, everything has changed about 12,000 times. So yeah, I just didn't want to do that to you guys and be on here every day. So anyway, I will update you guys later about any questions you have and about our psychologist appointment, and I will talk to you all soon. And I'm sorry it's so long. Bye.